Hi, it's BarbaraMichelle. Today I wanted to share with you these 3 junk journals that I will be having in my Etsy shop. Hopefully they're still there. Or maybe I hope they're not still there by the time this video goes up, but they will have been listed. So they're all made with a thick file folder cover and a Norman Rockwell image that I got from a book about Norman Rockwell. They are, I did cover them with some matte medium to help protect the image. And they're single signatures. As you can see, there are 3 different sizes based on the image that I had available and the way I wanted it to look. I like keeping a little bit of the original I don't know, the original look of the file folder. I thought it adds some interest to the journal. So the front of this one, there is another little page from that Norman Rockwell book as a pocket. It is also, there's cardstock on the back and then the image just to make it a little sturdier. It's just a page from a book, I don't know, like a memo pad, and the guest check with some coffee dyeing, not coffee dyeing, inked on the edges, Okay, there's a map page and some lined notebook paper. This is from letterhead. More lined notebook paper, some craft cardstock. This is a large index card folded in half. A page from that Norman Rockwell book, ledger paper, blank page, and then notebook paper, just a blank page. This is it's just red cardstock. Let's see, this is an envelope that I folded in half. It has a little flash card and a card from a Truth or Dare game. More ledger paper and a steno pad page. This is just it's a page that I got at a estate sale. It was from someone's work papers. Manila cardstock? Not quite, it's kind of an off-white yellowy color. Letterhead. Red cardstock. The reason it has the red and the blue is from the colors of the picture on the cover. So steno pad page, another paper from someone's work. It's very thin, maybe onion skin. I don't actually know what that feels like, but it's super thin, but not quite as transparent as vellum. Some blue cardstock. This is a page from a vintage dictionary. Blank paper, graph paper. This, I think, is a little file folder. Yep, there's the other half. So a little bit, not a file folder, but like a tab that would go in the middle of an index card box. So a tab page. It's pretty thick. I'm not sure, just blank paper. And notebook page. Another map page. I like the colors. Blank paper and a children's writing practice page. That's the center of the signature. So we'll just see the same thing on the back side. Here's that index card divider thing. Graph paper. The vintage dictionary page. This one's pretty fragile. So I don't know. It's pretty fragile, but it held up to putting the holes through it, so we'll see. A thin blank page, that blue colored cardstock, 1969 work paper, steno pad, red cardstock, and this is the bottom half of the letterhead. Another cardstock page. This is lightweight cardstock. Most of these are lightweight cardstock. That work paper, steno pad, and ledger paper. It's the other part of that envelope. And inside is a piece of paper from a little notepad. This also came from an estate sale. Most of the things in this book came from an estate sale, except for the cardstock. That was just from the store. Like most of these papers came from an estate sale. Some of them are already colored beautifully, so I don't think there was anything that was coffee dyed in here. The other part of the page from the Norman Rockwell book. Craft cardstock, lined paper. And on this pocket, I have a folded piece of blank paper, super smooth, a little thin. Another Norman Rockwell image from the book. I like this one. And again, it's covered, the back is cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker. And this is just a cut apart from a paper pad. Looks like a postcard, but it's not vintage or anything. Alright, and there's the back side. I did do a little bit of inking with a stencil, has like a honeycomb type on that and the front, just to give it more like a textured image, even though it isn't textured, just give it more interest. Alright, the next one is this cute little boy on a horse. Again, there's that stencil with some inking and on the back side. This one's a little bit bigger. I still have some of the elements of the file folder visible. This on the back side, you can't see it, but it had like these prongs that you would attach papers to, but it's covered up on the inside. So again, another image from Norman Rockwell book I had. This tag is made from a record album cover, just a piece of it. Postcard from a cut apart sheet, or it's pattern paper. It's made to look like a postcard. And then a little notes thing that came from an estate sale. Alright, so here we have a steno pad page. This is from a children's book about horses. I thought it went well with the horse on the front there. And some of that vintage dictionary page. Ledger paper on the craft cardstock. Small little sheet of paper. This is from a different children's book. Oh, and I put a little envelope on the back side. It has Tim Holtz little tag. And then I use this milk bottle type circle as my flap holder. And let me see what's in there, if I can get it out. A little Tim Holtz type ephemera piece. It fit really nicely in that envelope. And it just, this part of the circle is glued down and the top part is left free to use as the closure for the envelope. Lined yellow paper pad. This is also a yellow lined paper pad, but it's from a different one. Lined notebook paper. Some music page from Stephen C. Foster. Ledger paper. Just some thin page. This page is from a translation book. I believe it's Spanish. Little notepad page. More of that lined paper. Another page from the children's book that was about horses. Blank page. This is just some ledger paper, blank page, and the steno pad, more ledger paper. And this is another letterhead, but from a different company. More music page. Oh, this is a page from the Norman Rockwell book where I got the front cover image and the little images on the pockets. Okay, a children's writing practice page. This is a pocket made, or an envelope made with a page from that Norman Rockwell book. There's a little ticket as the closure for the envelope. And inside I have just a page you could write something on, a notebook page. A little player's score sheet and a flashcard. Okay. So this is the center of the signature. It's this book page is, or this envelope is put into the signature and closed over the string that's holding it together. So. Norman Rockwell. He was a very talented man. Very talented. Graph paper. Notebook page. McDonnell Douglas ledger paper. Or letterhead, I'm sorry. This is ledger paper. The steno pad page. I just unwound the wire at the top of the notebook so that I can keep the little holes in there. Ledger paper. Alright, this is more of horses, more horses. The Spanish translations. Or, I don't know if it's a translations book, but maybe you know what it's called. Ledger paper and some vintage from 1939 music page. Okay, this is that other, it's a different children's book. I don't know what it was called though, but I put a little pocket and there's a vintage stamp. Inside is some ephemera. I believe this is from a Tim Holtz pack, and then this is cut apart from a paper pad. Okay. Here is another cut apart from a paper pad. It looks like a, like a postcard or an envelope front. And it's just attached with a gold paper clip. That dictionary page. And the children's horses book page on the steno pad. Okay, so here's the photo that's, or not the photo, but the book page for the back pocket. Another guest check. A coffee dyed index card. Small one. And another cut apart from a paper pad. I don't know what paper pad it's from though. Okay, so that is the second one. Just a little horse guy. So cute. Looks so happy. And then this is the third one. It's the largest of the three in size-wise, but I don't think it has any more paper in it. So, again, it's a heavy-duty file folder, and I did put the matte medium on top of this one as well. More of that Spanish book page. This is coffee-dyed pattern paper. Children's writing paper, more like a newspaper print type paper. And vellum. A music page. Newspaper print type paper. Coffee-dyed white paper. That's what it was before. Alright, so this is a book page, and there's a pocket. I'm going to have to add some ephemera there. Ledger paper, a little teeny notebook page, a Midsummer's Night Dream, so a Shakespeare book page, graph paper, more of that newspaper print paper, lined notebook page. This is coffee dyed paper bag. It's just a white paper bag. I like the texture of it. I like the way the dye looks. I think they're fun to write on. Oh, this is a book apparently from a religion guidebook. Okay, just a little page from a notebook, book page. Blank page, just is a little thicker. I don't know what kind of paper it is though. Coffee dyed composition notebook page. More of that crafty newspaper type print. Steno pad, lined notebook page, and a music page with some pockets. Again, I need to add ephemera to this book, so I will do that. So that was the center of the signature. So we'll just quickly flip through the back half of the book, see if there's any surprises. I don't think there are. Much ado about nothing. I like the different sizes of paper. The way that they kind of cascade, you know, that really makes me happy. Alright, that's coffee dyed paper. And here we are, back to the back side of the book. I did put an envelope on the back side, and there's a pocket back here. The envelope opens. So again, I need to add ephemera to this book, and then it will be listed. Alright, well that was my 3 notebooks made from file folder, and each with an image from Norman Rockwell. Again, they'll be in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And have a wonderful day.